British food and French food.
It's very bland.
That's often not as it would be done in the UK.
But it is quite expensive.
I don't think it's that great.
Even if I tell the restaurants to not make it very spicy, for me it's still spicy.
อาหารไทยที่ดังขึ้นชื่อไปทั่วโลกนะครับเรื่องนี้เรารู้กันดีอยู่แล้วแต่ถ้าเกิดเป็นอาหารต่างชาติที่อยู่ในประเทศไทยล่ะชาวต่างชาติเขาจะคิดยังไงบ้างไปถามเขากันครับกับฝรั่งคิดยังไง
ก่อนไปชมคลิปเราขอแจ้งว่าเพื่อนๆทุกคนสามารถช่วยสนับสนุนช่องของเราได้แล้วโดยการสมทบทุนทางบัญชียักคิ้วทีวีตามเลขบัญชีนี้ครับถ้าชอบคอนเทนต์ของเราเห็นว่าคลิปนี้มีประโยชน์และอยากให้เราทำต่อไปไม่หายไปไหนซะก่อนกำลังใจเล็กๆน้อยๆของทุกคนช่วยต่อพลังให้เราได้ครับ
Thailand is famous for Thai cuisine and street foods and whatnot but what about Western food how do we do on Western food
I'd say it's a mixed bag. I've been to a lot of good Italians, good pizzas and pasta dishes.
Well, for me in Thailand, mostly if I eat international, it would be like eating Japanese, Korean, maybe some Mexican or Italian.
How do we do on that? Let's say a score out of 10.
Probably 9 at least or 10. Yeah, well, one of the great things living in Bangkok is you can access so many good restaurants, and not just Thai food, any type of cuisine.
Just generally, I would say that the availability is, it's becoming more and more available, and, I think the quality is getting better kind of across the board.
If you're not a good restaurant here, then you'll fail because it's so competitive. So I think the standard in Bangkok is very high. If you were a chef coming here, you'd have to really have a good offering, a good product, because there's so many good alternatives that you have to be good to survive.
I haven't found any Hungarian restaurants here, for example. There's pretty good German food. I've found some food that is similar to Hungarian food in German places, and I'm satisfied with that. It's, I think, pretty good quality.
I think French cuisine is very well known internationally, but not that much here. Of course, because it's far away. I guess, in my opinion, the most popular food, except Thai food, are Korean food, Japanese food, Italian food, American food, German food a little bit, but not that much French food. You will find French food in very specific areas, in big malls or specific restaurants. Very well known. There are good restaurants here because I know that there are big chefs from France coming here. Sorry. I think it tastes good, but it is quite expensive. It is for high-level social classes, that's it.
It's always more expensive to try to get international food than if you're eating local Thai food.
Right.
Just depends on how much money I have, what I can enjoy.
British food and French food, I'd still say a little bit of work maybe, like the pies and the casseroles. Some places do it really well, but it's hard to get a roast dinner as well. That's often not as it would be done in the UK, so yeah, I'd like to see some great roast dinners.
But English food is not so fantastic. Even in our own country, it's not fantastic. So it's very bland. If you compare Thai food is very spicy. Our food is very plain, very boring. So if you get used to eating a lot of Thai food, if you go back to eating English food, it feels like not very tasty. There's not much to it.
Which do you prefer between high-end restaurants and like hotels and stuff like that, or street food?
I prefer street food. I find the balance of flavours is a bit better for street food. Hotel food often it can be nice because it's nice sometimes. As a Brit, sometimes I just like sitting in aircon because I can't cope with the heat. But the street food's definitely got better taste, and it tends to be a bit more communal. You like sitting with people. Hotel, it tends to be a bit more of a lonely dining experience. So I like the communal aspect of street food as well.
I cannot say I prefer. I would say it depends on the ambience I want to live. If I want to eat quickly, and I really enjoy the street food, because it is a kind of ambience, this is kind of tradition. Usually it's really delicious too. But sometimes if you want to sit in your place, to be comfortable, you have a book, you have your tablet, you want to browse internet, Thai restaurant would be a good choice, yes.
When I first moved to Bangkok, I used to eat a lot of street food for the adventure, and sometimes it was a good adventure and sometimes it was a challenging adventure. You get some seafood that didn't go down well.
Right.
I cannot really eat spicy food. I tried a lot of Thai food. One of my favorites was the coconut soup from Pagai.
Oh, yeah.
But that's even if I tell the restaurants to not make it very spicy, for me it's still spicy. So I can't really eat a lot. I tried.
Yeah,
I tried a few things. So I prefer actually international food. mostly because of the spiciness.
If you were to like give us some score, like a score out of 10, how would you rate us then on international stage?
Well, if I'm looking at just the breakfast at hotels, I think that's a lower score than looking at restaurants, for example. So breakfast in hotels, maybe around 7, 6, 7.
Oh, that's pretty decent.
I'm not a fan of hotel food, to be honest. Normally, I don't eat in a hotel unless I have to. Even for Thai food, if you order Thai food in a hotel, I think maybe they're catering more to the tourists who are like maybe less spicy or less interesting, let's say. Like if you have street food, you know, wow, this is so yummy. But in a hotel, it's okay. It's just, yeah.
I don't think that the food in hotels is that good. Yeah, I would say like some of the worst Thai food I've had has been in hotels.
Okay.
Unless it's like a separate restaurant, like attached to the hotel, it's okay. But breakfast and stuff is fine. It's just always better in like small restaurants or street food.
I guess my only complaints lie with like the food, like breakfast. I don't think it's that great.
You mean the hotel's kitchen or the
Yeah.
standalone restaurant in
The hotel's like kitchen. Like when they try to make Western food, I don't prefer it. I prefer just Thai food.
But if it's foreign food, the hotel may be alright. Like if you're having some pizza or burger or, you know, ordering that type of food in a hotel, that would be okay.
Any suggestion on how Thai people could improve on Western food?
I think it's just a knowledge thing, maybe. I think just learning from chefs from different areas of Europe, just to see how things are done differently. Because obviously, sort of the spice balances and things like that are very different. And also, I think for stuff like a roast, I think obviously the meat is the main thing in the show. So it's making sure that it's a really high quality piece of meat for like a roast beef or roast lamb or something like that. So when it's the star of the show, it's got to be really high quality.
Well, I know lots of pretty good burger places here. I eat burgers quite a lot. Those are very good. I think I would rate it maybe top scorer.
The burgers are getting closer because there's more emphasis nowadays on, you know, like artisan places, you know, where you can get like really thick, sloppy, juicy burgers. Because when I first moved here, people thought that, you know, like a fast food hamburger was like a real hamburger that you would make at home, but nobody makes burgers at home that are like, you know, those fast food. And I don't even want to slam anybody, so I'm not going to mention any names. But so people used to say, oh yeah, this is like the real burger, right? And I was like, no. But so the burgers are getting better and they're getting bigger.
So we're getting closer. We're getting there.
Getting there, yeah.
I think you got it, but we'll leave you empty-handed.
Oh, okay.
Got something for you. There you go. ใช่หรือเปล่า
Oh, nice. Thank you very much.
There you go. There's our channel.
Yakcute.
Yeah.
สนับสนุนของขวัญน่ารักสไตล์รามเกียรติ์โดย Holen ฝรั่งรักคนไทยเลิฟนอกจากเซตยาดมยาหม่องลิปบาล์มรามเกียรติ์ยังมีกระเป๋าตุ๊กตาแปลงร่างทั้ง3แบบและหน้ากากผ้าฮัลโหลสารพัดลายเข้าไปชมไปช็อปกันแบบชิลๆแล้วก็อย่าลืมกรอกโค้ดยักษ์คิ้วเพื่อรับส่วนลดไปเลย 10% ครับนอกจากช่วยสนับสนุนสินค้าจาก Holen ที่เราพอจะได้ค่าขนมเล็กๆน้อยๆแล้วถ้าชอบคลิปนี้เพื่อนๆยังสามารถส่งกำลังใจให้ช่องของเราได้ด้วยการสนับสนุนมาที่บัญชี Yakcute TV ตามเลขบัญชีนี้เพื่อให้เรามีกำลังใจทำคลิปดีๆกันต่อไปนะครับขอแค่ทุกคนที่ดูคลิปนี้คนละ9 บาทก็จะต่อพลังให้พวกเราได้แล้วล่ะครับ
Mixed bag, community.
Access, competitive, bland. Not a fan of.
Availability across the board, artisan.
Satisfied. Even if